There's a robbery gone wrong, and right before the truck hits two kids, Queen Maeve shows up to save them. The robbers took the kids hostage, but Homelander showed up to save the kids from the robbers. We have Huey watching the news about their heroic act while helping a customer. Robin picks Huey up from the store to go on their date. Along the way, they were kissing, and in a flash she explodes because A-Train ran right through her. After Robin's funeral, Huey sees A-Train on the news apologizing for the accidental murder of Robin, and he has a fake reason why it happened. A lawyer from Vought shows up to offer Huey hush money, but he wants to think about it first before taking it. Huey wants to sue A-Train, but his dad wants him to take the hush money because they both have no backbone. Huey leaves to buy beer, but he has a panic attack after seeing A-Train plastered everywhere. In Iowa, Annie aka Starlight is training to become a hero and films her ability to apply to the Seven, which is a hero organization, because she wants to save people. Later on, Starlight gets a call that she got the job. Ashley welcomes Starlight as the newest member of the Seven, while Madeline reports Vought's earnings to the shareholders. The Deep goes onto the stage to talk about Lamplighter retiring and introduces Starlight, who will be replacing him. Later, the Deep shows Starlight their headquarters, and he finds out she had a crush on the Deep when she was younger. When he hears this, he starts whacking himself off in front of Starlight, and she storms off. He wants to finish whacking off in front of her, so he threatens to remove her from the Seven if she leaves. Starlight pukes in the washroom because she is disgusted by his actions. Queen tells her to clean herself up and calls out Translucent for being a peeping perv. When Huey is working, Butcher came to talk with him because he knew Huey didn't take the hush money. Butcher wants to help Huey and brings him to a place where Soups can do whatever they want because the media isn't there. They watch a recording of A-Train laughing at Robin's death. He gives Huey a police report and finds out A-Train was lying to cover up the murder. Butcher wants Huey to sign the NDA with A-Train there and wiretap the place. Huey doesn't want to do it and leaves. The next day, Starlight tries to tell her mom Donna what happened, but she keeps on interrupting, so Starlight doesn't tell her. After the call, she starts crying next to Huey and he tries to comfort her. They talk about what they're going through and Huey cheers her up. Huey goes to Butcher because he wants revenge, so Huey calls the lawyer to get the NDA signed. The lawyer hangs up on him because of the condition, but Butcher assures him that they will take the deal. Butcher gives Huey a rundown of what he needs to do, and Huey waits for the lawyer. On Starlight's first day, Homelander welcomes her to the group while the Deep makes snarky comments. Starlight claps back at his comment and threatens him to watch out. Homelander wants to know who they saved and asks everyone. When Huey sees A-Train, he starts having a panic attack, but he is able to overcome it and accepts the apology from A-Train. Huey goes to the washroom to get the wiretap out, but Man has buttery fingers and drops it. When Starlight comes in, he stays quiet until she leaves to pick up the wiretap. Translucent was there to see what Huey was doing, and Huey goes out to sign the paper to stick the wiretap under the table. Butcher brings Huey back to work, and Huey wants to be a sidekick, but Butcher doesn't need a sidekick. Gary wants Huey to close up, but Translucent came to question Huey and starts attacking him. Right before Translucent hits Huey with a TV, Butcher drives the car into Translucent, knocking him away. Butcher and Translucent fight, but Butcher is getting his ass whooped because he can't see where Translucent is. Translucent holds onto his arms, giving him a chance to spit blood on him to fight back, but he still gets wrecked by Translucent. Huey decided not to leave and tried to electrocute Translucent. The wire was too short, so Butcher kicked him onto it, killing him on the spot. Butcher gets Huey to help move him after the fight, but Huey reluctantly helps after finding out Butcher isn't with the feds. On the car ride, Translucent starts making noise in the trunk and they go to Frenchie's place. Frenchie opens the trunk to find Translucent there and he freaks out because they are chipped. Butcher threatens Frenchie to help because Translucent's seen his face. Frenchie is forced to help and brings him to an abandoned building. They put Translucent in a cage where he can't escape or get tracked from the chip. They think of ways to kill him, and Huey isn't on board with this plan, but they don't care. Back at Vought, Madeline is pissed because A-Train didn't have a script, and that's why he blundered the meeting with the dying boy. Also, they have no clue what happened to Translucent, so they get Starlight to team up with the Deep to go on a mission. Starlight doesn't want to go, but Ashley convinces her to do it. Homelander goes to Madeline's office to ask about Translucent. They are still looking for Translucent, but in the meantime, she wants Homelander to charm the congressman. Homelander has a meeting with the Deep because he told Madeline what he saw in his mission before him. He warns the Deep to never do anything like that and lets him go. Frenchie makes a bullet to kill Translucent and loads it in the sniper. Butcher shoots him, but the bullet bounces off of him, causing Huey's jammer to have a hole. The hole let Annika track Translucent to Jersey City, and Madeline gets people to search the area because they can't get his accurate location. The Deep and Starlight go on their mission together while the Deep complains about Vought. Starlight warns the Deep if he ever touches her, she's gonna burn his eyes out. They see a truck and a couple of men who are using toys to traffic drugs. Starlight shows up and hits them with an energy blast. Some of them try to escape, but the Deep stops them from leaving. Ashley shows up with cameras and tells Starlight what to do. Butcher breaks into Susan's house to get her to help, because she is the deputy director of the CIA. He wants the Mallory files, but she denies him because Butcher made it impossible to get those files and kicks him out. Huey tries to get Translucent to talk about A-Train, but he doesn't know anything. He only knows how to read people and understands what Huey is feeling. Huey leaves when Translucent brags about his life and threatens Huey with Homelander. At a party, Madeline tries to lobby the senators to get the heroes into the national defense. Senator Callhound doesn't think it's gonna happen because the government doesn't own the heroes. He takes a liking to a bartender, and later they would have some kinky action. She puts a blindfold on him and transforms into a man to take some selfies. The next morning, Madeline blackmails Callhound with the pictures. He calls it fake, but Madeline transforms into the man, and the real Madeline comes in to tell Callhound to get the heroes into the army. Homelander goes to Annika and threatens her to get Translucent's last signal so he can search for him. Huey and Frenchie talk about what it feels like after killing someone. After the talk, Frenchie gets an idea how to kill Translucent when watching a show. They shove a bomb up his ass because his skin is indestructible but his insides are soft like a turtle. Translucent freaks out and starts spilling the beans. Right before they were going to blow him up, Frenchie notices Homelander flying by. So Frenchie gets Charlie to blow up his house to cause a distraction. Homelander questions Frenchie and he scans the fan. Luckily, Butcher snuck out of the van before Homelander could use his X-ray vision, and Butcher sets off the bomb. Homelander hears the explosion and flies over there. Translucent pees in a cup to shut off the electricity to escape from the cage. When he gets out, Huey tells him to get back inside or he's gonna blow him up. Translucent tells Huey to chill, otherwise the hero won't stop looking for him if he pulls the trigger. Huey lets him go, but when he sees a baby picture, he gets triggered and blows up Translucent. Huey cleans himself while the others clean up the remains and they put the remains in a box. Butcher blows up the place before leaving to get rid of the evidence. Huey goes home to change and tears his room apart. He packs his things after going off on Hugh and Frenchie cheers him up when they leave. Starlight goes to Madeline's office to get roasted, but the girl who was getting SA'd came out to defend Starlight. They want to capitalize on the hype and gets her to look like a 304, but she doesn't want a costume upgrade. Madeline threatens Starlight with her job and she unwillingly agrees to it. Butcher goes to recruit MM, but he declines until Butcher brags about killing Translucent. MM joins the team and when they meet up in the truck, MM freaks out because he has beef with Frenchie. They try to kill each other while Butcher tries to stop them until MM gets a call from his girl to stop the fighting. When they see Popclaw going home, they want to wiretap her apartment, but Huey thinks Butcher's equipment is trash. Huey has an idea to wiretap her apartment by getting her IP number to get access to all the electronics. So Huey and MM go to her apartment to get access. When Huey sees A-Train on her computer, he freezes up until MM gets him back on track. Once they get the feed rolling, they leave, but they bump into A-Train and Huey almost got them killed. Queen is training and Homelander calls her because he is concerned about Translucent. They go to an armed robbery while Queen beats the shooter and Homelander does the killing blow. Homelander shoots Queen to justify the killing to self-defense, and they call it a day. A-Train and Popclaw gets intimate, but he is stressed for the upcoming race because he could get kicked from the 7 if he loses. He asks for Compound V, but she is against it because last time he used it, he ran right through Robin. A-Train lashes out and they start arguing until she gives him the Compound V. They learn about Compound V and Butcher wants them so Frenchie can run some tests. The team tries to steal Compound V from A-Train during the race between A-Train and Shockwave. When Starlight was signing autographs, a girl took a selfie with Starlight, but some horny men wanted to see more cleavage. Starlight storms off and Butcher lets Frenchie do his job. Huey stops Starlight from going into the room before she sees Frenchie hanging off the rope. He invites her for drinks and they are hitting it off. Frenchie looks through everything and he can't find Compound V because A-Train used it already. MM watches the surveillance camera and sees Popclaw getting ready to use Compound V. Before Butcher leaves, he has a stare down with Homelander. When Homelander looks away to watch the race, Butcher disappears after he looks back. MM shows them Popclaw squatting a lot of plates after she used Compound V. Alec shows up to get the rent and she invites him in while he looks at the naked pictures of her. She lets Alec eat her up and when she gets off, she kills him in the process. Butcher and Frenchie goes to deal with the mess, but in return Popclaw has to give them information. Homelander gets the Deep to show Madeline Translucent's remains and the message left for them. Butcher dreams about his past when he was smashing his wife Becca, and when he wakes up he watches a tape of her before she disappeared. He surprises Susan to tell her about Compound V and how juicing up could give them more power. She wants hard evidence and if he screws her over, she's gonna make him pay. The others are on the lookout for A-Train's dealer and Frenchie thinks it's the noodle guy. They follow him to the food market and into a sketchy room. Frenchie picks the lock and takes another route when they see the noodle guy eating with people. They find a room full of things and Frenchie sees a girl caged up watching TV. Frenchie frees her from the cage and the other man comes in guns blazing. The girl goes after the gunman and brutally kills them. The noodle guy sees the torturing and takes the easy way out for a painless death. They take the opportunity to escape and lock her out of the room. Butcher sees the aftermath and MM finds the Compound V, so Butcher gets MM to find the source. Huey gets a bunch of notifications so Butcher looks through it. Butcher wants Huey to go on the date to mic her up because she's a soup. Back at Vought, Madeline is with the PR team Seth and Evan to spin the narrative on Translucent's whereabouts. Madeline gets a call about a hijacking in progress, and she gets Homelander and Queen to save the plane so no one can stop their agenda. A-Train goes to his supplier and leaves when he sees them all dead. He goes back home to confront Popclaw because only they know about that location. She lies to him and A-Train moves her out of town to keep her safe from Homelander. During the bowling date, Huey gets distracted after a loud noise, and when he snaps back, he asks about Translucent. When he finds out Translucent has a son, he is devastated. He keeps on spacing out during the date and finds an excuse by calling out Starlight's bowling skills. On her next turn, she hits a strike and Huey is surprised. Later, Starlight talks about her ex who ghosted her after she defended him from bullies. Huey has a panic attack when he sees Robin staring at them, and Starlight walks off. Before she goes back to the table, Huey plants the bug in her phone. In the plane, the hijackers are getting everyone to sit down until the door opens, and one of the hijackers gets sucked out of the plane. Queen kills one of them when he slides over to her, and Homelander kills the last one with heat vision. Homelander closes the door and everyone cheers for them. Queen breaks into the cockpit and sees a hijacker killing the last pilot. Homelander kills him with heat vision, but he also destroys the airplane controls. Queen tries to get Homelander to save the plane, but he makes excuses from doing so. Queen chose to go with Homelander and they watch the plane go down. On the other side, Butcher's team acted like investigators to ask the employees questions about the girl in the cell, and when they saw A-Train, they left. Found out Roberto smuggled in a ton of immigrants like the girl. They see A-Train leaving, but Frenchie knows where the girl is going. Got his people to investigate the V, and they found out it came from Samaritan's Embrace. They split up afterwards to look for the girl. Frenchie goes into a store because it had a show the girl watched, and he found her there. He tries to approach her by telling her about his past, and offers to help her. The show changed, and she knocks over a table to run away. When they regroup, starts roasting Frenchie for goofing around, and they start fighting until Butcher stops them. Wants to quit, but Butcher makes some great reference about Spice Girls, and they continue looking for the girl. They find her in the subway and start chasing after her, but A-Train gets to her first before they can. She tries to fight back, but he easily beats her with his speed. Butcher stops him from helping because she's a lost cause, until Frenchie acts like a fanboy exposing A-Train's location. He stops smashing her head on the wall to greet his fans while the girl runs away. They follow after the girl to put her to sleep, but Frenchie doesn't want to and offers to help her. The girl attacks Frenchie, so Butcher gasses both of them. Later on, reporters are at the plane wreck that was washed ashore, and Homelander makes a compelling speech why Supes need to be in the military so they can avoid tragedies like this. Well, that's it for The Boys Part 1. If you got up to this far and want to watch some more recaps, here's some options on the side. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.